Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. I'm trying not to laugh at myself and think at the same time, which, if you've watched before, sometimes it's difficult for me. I am doing a rooster. I have to do 4. I'm way behind on doing a lot of things. I'm supposed to have been, let's just say, let's get it together in 2026. That's my goal. So, yesterday, and I'll pull it down in a little while, attempt to without making everything fall. I laugh at myself because I get very situational, and in that sense, I mean, generally, my roosters are this way. The head is that direction, and then the tail, obviously, but the tail is this way. Well, I am taking this one and I'm doing the head this way and the tail that way. You would be surprised how difficult that is to convince my brain that that is a possibility. Now, I could probably do it upside down quicker than I could do it, to me, backwards. And I'm not doing it exactly like the one I did yesterday. I'm going to do this one probably slightly a little more, I don't know. We'll see. But it's just the idea that when I get something in my head, then that's the way it goes. So here we are. We're doing this quote unquote backwards. And it's really, I mean, it really doesn't matter because it doesn't matter, but there we are. Yeah. So I'm in a better mood now than I was this morning. Someone near us lost their cat last night. Or at least that's what they were. I have a one of those camera things on my door, and so I heard them telling. They said they were looking for their cat when they were stopped, but it was like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I get it. You want to look for your cat, but screaming at the top of your lungs for your cat. It just, I have 2 cats. Believe me, I don't want my cat out running around, and they have run past me and gotten out, and I've had to chase them, and once it took me a while to get, them back in. So believe me, I do not want my cats out running around. But to just be yelling at the cat, for hours, it was a little difficult because it woke up Owen, which, I'm breathing with a sigh of relief because as difficult as it was, I'm probably the crankier one of the 2 of us about it. He actually did really well with the whole scenario because we've been working on him staying in his bed until 5:00, and he says oh. So I always put OH, like because it doesn't sound like, you either say 0 or O for 5:00. So, and that's how I've said it to him. So that's how he says it. And when you're talking about numbers, and I can go in circles, but anyways, so he, the person, the guy, was just screaming for these hours. And it, of course, woke Owen up. And thankfully, Owen doesn't wake up with all the noise that we have around here, because we have a lot of noise around here. We live more in a industrial area, and so it's loud some nights. So thankfully, but this guy, like I said, he was screaming, and so Owen was awake with me, and I had gotten up to check to make sure, just all the things. And so even though I have a camera on my house, I still checked. So it the guy was yelling, and I told Owen, I'm like, I know you're awake, and I said, but it's still in the middle of the night. And he at first wanted his tablet, and I said, well, you can, but it's still in the middle of the night. And he wanted to go to his grandma's today, so he decided that he would stay in bed and try to sleep. And I don't know how much he slept in and out of the hours that the guy was out there. He was walking all up and down. It wasn't just our street. I could hear him screaming from streets and streets and streets over. So he, Owen, stayed in bed until 5:00. So it was very exciting to me that he would stay in bed that long, because that's when I originally started talking to him. I don't know why I decided that all birds need little pitchfork feet, but this is what I do for all my little birdies. So if you've watched before, you know that things like that I have to concentrate because I shake. Anyways, Owen, he knows, we've talked about it, that he needs to stay in bed until 5:00 because he used to get up all hours of the day and the night. And that's hard. It's very hard for him, especially when he's going to school and just all the different things. It's hard for me, even though I'm up pretty much all hours of the night for all different reasons. But he decided to stay in bed, and I completely understood last night if he would have gotten up, because, like I said, the guy was screaming, and it was hard. It was hard. But he stayed in bed, and so I was very proud of him for staying in bed and trying to go back to sleep, and him thinking through that he wanted to stay in bed because he wanted to try to go to his grandma's today. And that was all big thoughts from him. So it was really good. I was very, very, very impressed and proud how he thought through the process and thought through the whole thing. And so I made sure that he knew that I was very proud of him for even trying to stay in bed and doing all of that. I wanted him to definitely know that made a big thing. And I've always talked to him about, he's processing and learning so much more. I mean, he's really, truly starting to get a lot of it. But yet there's these moments that are still, the connections of words and certain things are still very very hard on him to figure out. Like, it's still definitely a process as to what he comprehends or understands. And so I try to explain to him that if he's sick or he has to go to the bathroom or like this, he hears noises or something, he's scared, and trying to kind of explain that to him in itself is kind of difficult. But with that being said, he has come so far with his connections, and for him to be able to put together that he wanted to stay in bed because he wanted to try to go to his grandma's house, that was truly a huge moment. So, big steps to me for his progress and what happened last night and what he did and what he accomplished and just all of it. I told him how proud I was. So, I was, like I said, the more cranky one because I don't know that he was awake at 2 like I was, because it was behind our house when I heard the guy start yelling, and that in itself, so many people like walk the streets at night and scream. It just breaks my heart because all of the people on drugs and all of the people, the lost, it's hard. It's hard. And so at first I thought the guy was drunk or drugs or something. I didn't go outside ever. And like I said, the police stopped and talked to him, and I could see him on my camera when he was in the front of my house because he was yelling for this cat. So, it's so much what people are going through and everything. So, today Owen wanted to go to his grandma's, which I completely, it's Saturday. He always loves going to his grandma. And I asked him, he had said over the New Year's Day that he loved going to, he loved that we were all eating together, which again, big for him. That's huge because he, that used to not be something that he could even handle, us eating like at the same time, me even being in my parents' house when he was there, because he thought that was his time, and if I got to the house, that meant we were leaving, and just, it was so many things, so much. And so him saying that he wanted us to go eat together, it's huge. And he's been doing that more often, and he wants to have food with friends, and that is just, it's incredibly big. And so he asked to go to a local restaurant here, Dill's, and we went, and he wanted the fish, and so we had fish, and I got a different plate. I got baked steak, got him fish and sage dressing, and then I got the baked steak, green beans, and this potato cake kind of thing. And he ate all of his fish, and he ate a lot of the potato cake and some green beans and some of the sage potato cake. He ate it all, and the baked steak. And so he ate a little bit of all of what I had. He ate everything of what he had. And it's just to see him going through all of this and starting to truly, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So he is with his grandma, and he is very excited, and he will be home in a little bit. But he, like I said, he's very, very, very happy. Oh, I gotta sneeze. And one of us probably handled last night better than the other. I was so tired. And like I said, I wouldn't want my cat out either. I always, and I have not, I can't say there's anything wrong with it, but the people that let their cat in and out all the time, I get confused by, I don't know how the cat actually comes back. Like to train the cat or to make the cat like come in at night or something like that. And I know tons of people do it, and I know tons, like, I feel like if we lived out further and, on the farm or something, that it wouldn't be as difficult. But if you live in a busy area, I don't see how they like do it. The cats, I mean, again, I'm not a cat, so, but it's just is kind of wild to me. So anyways, okay, little bit wilder or less wild. I don't know. Let me see if I can do this without making everything fall. So, yesterday, today. I feel like I need his chest a little bit wider. It happens. It happens. That's what we do. So, anyways. So Owen will stay at my mom's for a little bit longer. And when we're eating, I made sure he knew that, once again, I was very proud of him, because he's always, I said he's always, let me rephrase that. He is, more recently, in the last several years, been a much better eater. And even when he was young, he was, kind of, probably when he was really little, he was a much better eater than he was like when the toddler to a little later ages, to like 6 or 7. But now he eats a lot of stuff. So I'm very proud of him, but he ate some new things. Like he put tartar sauce and some stuff on different things, and it was just good. He just did really good today. So, okay, there we go. So, there it is. So the backwards ones, we'll see. We shall see. So I do O for Owen, and then L, and B. There we go. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Toodles, toodles.